Good afternoon, everybody. Big Mike back here with you once again. Welcome back to Big Mike Talks, where today I will give you my review for WWE Summerslam, which was a very entertaining show with, well, I won't really talk about it right now. I'll go through it with the full review. And we are going to start off with the opening contest of the show, Logan Paul versus Ricochet, and while it did start off a tad bit slow, it did pick up near the middle, including an awesome looking spine buster and a neck breaker from the top rope, which was freaking hell. Logan Paul blocked a shooting star press, and then while the ref was checking on Ricochet, one of his mates, who was in the arena because reasons, puts a pair of brass knuckles on his hand, goes up, boom, socks Ricochet right in the face in front of the referees. Although I guess he got rid of it quick enough? I don't know. So after a knockout punch, your winner, Logan Paul. Because apparently he has to get to his little brother's fight later on in the evening. Overall, it was a fun match. I'll give Logan Paul all the credit in the world. He's taken to wrestling like a fish to water. I just wish he wasn't just a giant BOS. Let's keep it a little clean here. Next up, we got Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes 3, a matchup which I thought would have some sort of stipulation, but in the end, it's just a one-on-one. They honestly beat... This match was reminiscent of I want to say it was like 2013, 2014, when Brock first came back to the WWE. Kind of taking Cena to Suplex City, but in the end, Cena wins low. This match was a bit more structured. It really worked, including near the middle, where Brock was throwing Cody outside the ring to get a countout victory to save Cody, I guess. But in the end, after 3 crossroads in a row, your winner, Cody Rhodes. In post-match, we get Brock Lesnar raising Cody Rhodes' hand, which is what The Rock did for Brock Lesnar back in 04, 05-ish, when he first got to WWE and became, at the time, the youngest world champion ever. So, yeah, nice little moment for Cody. Gonna be interesting to see what he does next. Next up, we got the SummerSlam Battle Royal. And the participants, you got Apollo Crews, JD McDonough, Rick Boogs, Otis, Giovanni Vinci, Ludwig Kaiser, Eric and Ivar of the Viking Raiders, Shinsuke Nakamura, Tommaso Ciampa, Ridge Holland, Butch, Cameron Grimes, Austin Theory, Santos Escobar, Matt Riddle, Omos, who was the surprise entrant in this thing, AJ Styles, Sheamus, Karrion Kross, and LA Knight. Yeah. And honestly, for a kind of pointless battle royal, it got the job done for me. Like, I feel like, you know, obviously there were people who were extras. Apollo Crews, McDonough, etc. But then you had the major players. You got Nakamura, Bronson Reed, and Tommaso Ciampa all interacting with one another. Grayson Waller and The Miz had a nice little moment together. But end of the day, it comes down to Sheamus and LA Knight. and LA Knight picks up the victory. And honestly, I'll give everyone credit in this match. It was a lot more fun than I feel like it should have been. However, considering it replaced two pretty big women's matches, including Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez and Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch, I feel like this would have been better off on like the pre-show or something. Next up, a bit of a stinker match. You got the MMA rules match between Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, and I'm just gonna say this: worked MMA matches do not work in wrestling. The one exception maybe was the Lions Den match from SummerSlam 99. I think it was 98-99 between Shamrock and Owen Hart. But like stuff like this, like the Double J Double MA challenge in TNA, Wardlow versus Jake Hager and that in AEW, this stuff doesn't work. We need to stop doing MMA matches, because this was just seeing two workers who have been MMA fighters doing this, I don't know, it does nothing for me. And Baszler wins with the Karafuda clutch, and it looks like this is going to be the last we'll see of Rousey in a bit. And I do hope this elevates Baszler more than a bit, because she's deserving of a bit more than she's been getting on WWE TV. So, yeah, stinker match. Don't care. Moving on. Next up, this match brought me right back into it. It's for the Intercontinental Championship as Gunther defends against Drew McIntyre. And yeah, lots of good near falls, lots of good action with this. Gunther kicked out of a Claymore, which don't see that very often. But then after a splash, clothesline, powerbomb combination, your winner, Gunther, as he is now 31 days away from beating the Honky Tonk Man's record. Give it to him, WWE. He deserves it. Quack, 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 quack. Next up, we got the World Heavyweight title match between Seth freaking Rollins, yes, I definitely said his full name there, against Finn Balor. Now, for Balor's entrance, he had a little paint on his shoulder, and writing in 7 when Seth Rollins injured him at SummerSlam, I want to say it was 2014, where Rollins hit a powerbomb into the guardrail that injured his shoulder. Finn won, but the next night on Raw, he had to give up the Universal title. So, this is a bit of a rematch. And I'm going to say this, it was way different from their match at Money in the Bank. Really well worked, really good action, including a powerbomb from Finn to Seth into the guardrail rail, a la their SummerSlam match a few years ago. And then down came Damian Priest with the Money in the Bank. He offered to get involved to slide Finn Balor the case, but Finn Balor denies it. That does distract Rollins for a little bit, in which Finn hits the drop kick, the coup de grace for the 2 count. And then this brings out the rest of Judgment Day, who surround the ring. And then Finn is asking, yeah, give me the case, give me the case. So Priest reluctantly slides Finn Balor the case, walks around the far side of the ring, gets up on the apron to distract the ref. Finn's going for the case. He's right on top of it. Stomped to the case by Seth Rollins. And your winner, still World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins. And what was a good match? In my predictions, I had Priest cashing in here, but that is not the case here. So I guess they still got a story going for that one. This next match was interesting, but it felt a little off. It is for the WWE Women's title as Asuka defends against Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. And honestly, this felt more like a triple threat match of old than the new style where someone rolls out of the ring and we just have a one-on-one for a while. Everyone felt involved and it felt really good. At one point, Bianca was going for a top rope move. She gets pushed off the top and I assume lands knee first on the steel steps. She starts to get escorted out of the ring while Charlotte locks in the figure eight on Asuka. Bianca then runs back down to the ring, gets on the top rope, hits a 450 splash onto Charlotte. Pinfall, 1, 2 count only. Bianca tries for the KOD, misses. Roll through. Charlotte then slaps the figure eight on her, onto Bianca and her injured leg. Then Asuka comes, missed into the face of Charlotte Flair. Asuka then goes for Bianca, who then rolls her up. 1, 2, 3. You're a winner and new WWE Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, until Miss Money in the Bank, Io Sky, and Bayley show up. They take out all three competitors. They got Bianca in the ring by herself, and Io gives the case to the ref. Official cash in. Moonsault. 1, 2, 3. You're a winner and new WWE Women's Champion, Io Sky. And honestly, on the anniversary of Damage Control coming together, her winning this matchup, absolutely perfect. Can't wait to see what she does next. I will say though, the lead up into it, the three-way, it felt a little off. Like, it wasn't bad per se, but it felt like some steps were not in sync, if you know what I mean. And fine, Alamo, we got Tribal Combat, and it's for the WWE Universal title and the title of Tribal Chief, as Roman Reigns takes on Jey Uso. And honestly, the story being told in this matchup was great. We got kendo sticks, we got chairs, Jey put Roman through a table, Roman put Jey through a table. At one point they fight out in the arena, and then who shows up but Solo Sikoa, because of course. Although I've definitely read somewhere that Bloodline members weren't allowed in this match, so I guess he's going against that. Then Solo and Roman get Jey back to the ring. They're about to hit the Samoan Spike Spear combination on Jey. He gets out of it, hits a spear on Solo, spears Roman, Uso splash, 1, 2, Masked Superstar rips Jey out of the ring, and it's revealed to be, of course, it's Jimmy, who then hits a super kick on Jey. Roman then hits a big old spear for the victory. And I'm going to say this. The match itself was fine. It felt like a war. That finish, though, it doesn't sit right with me. Like, for weeks, and hell, maybe even months. Hell, even since Jimmy super kicked Roman at the start. That's how all this started, with Jimmy super kicking Roman. And then we are hearing Jimmy and Jay's brotherly bond. We've heard about that for weeks. And look, I get it. Jimmy getting hurt, that stinks. And, maybe the reason he's mad is because immediately after the injury, Jay asked for a title shot. I guess that kind of makes sense. But overall, this is turning into a C story. Like, I feel like now with Roman done with SummerSlam, he's going to go off on his usual hiatus, and we're left with, no offense to Jimmy and Jay, I love them, but two lesser guys fighting over respect, love, I don't know. Am I willing to give this the benefit of the doubt? Yes, I'm willing to see what happens Friday. But overall, this finish just left a bad taste in my mouth. It feels like the last couple years of the Bloodline story, where Roman can't win on his own. And look, maybe that culminates at WrestleMania this year with Cody, with Roman having no backup, with Solo doing his own thing, with the Usos fighting. But overall, I don't know what the payoff for this could be. Like, do you want Jay to beat Jimmy and then move on back up to Roman? What's the plan here? It just doesn't make sense to me. Alright, so that's my review for SummerSlam. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. So for the rest of this week, we got some interesting stuff coming. I think either Wednesday, I'm probably going to try to do it on Wednesday. Give my predictions for AAA Triple Mania this weekend. Although I'm not going to watch it this weekend because I'm going to be away. So I'm going to try to watch it when I come back and then review it. And then Thursday, I'm going to try to do a recap for at least the first 3 shows of the week. So Raw, Power, and AEW Dynamite. Rest of the week, I'm going to leave blank because, again, I'm going to be away. So, yeah, look out for those. And until next time, happy wrestling, everybody. Peace.